Hey babes, Fairy Rave Godmother here, pulling up with some good for you to get through the not so good. I mean, look, life is beautiful, but we're in a bit of a pickle collectively. Right here, right now, the globe feels like a ginormous dumpster fire. The United States is like imploding. Very much destruction leads to a lot of creation. Stay with your practice, stay grounded. Look, September 1st, Saturn is sliding into Pisces. I should say sliding back into Pisces. Saturn's retrograde started July 12th, 13th this year. And Saturn went from Aries backwards over that 0 degree Aries point into Pisces. Saturn represents boundaries. For me, Saturn is very, very much about ego and object relations, around creating the boundaries, shaping the world, and also providing the internal rules for the self to decide. This is where I am embodied, but not really embodied in my mind. These are the boundaries that I create from my experience of the world. Saturn, I just want to say, is low-key coming in hot. Because Saturn conjunct Neptune earlier this summer. And I talked about it a little bit in a different video, but I'm going to say it again here. This whole Saturn-Neptune situation low-key feels like a psychotic break for reality. And if you've never had a psychotic break, well, I can tell you, it's not a fun experience. And if you've had a psychotic break, then you know you do come back eventually. I feel like that's to say, or with that, I want to say, yeah, it's pretty garbage right now, collectively, but we're going to come back. We're going to come back to something different. Because that's the thing, like, you die, or something dies, or a structure is no longer functional, it's matured out, it doesn't have a purpose, you let it go. And you have to trust that something else behind that is behind that. You're coming up and something will take the place energetically. Saturn went into Pisces back in March 2023. So you got your practice, check your notes. If you don't, if you're just learning about this self-reflection, cool, pull up, because what happened? What started? What was going on in your life back in March 2023? What, maybe kind of made you question your existence? Was there some kind of discomfort around being in the world? Like logo, logic, structure, and understanding. Saturn is cold and hard. It's karma. It's time. Is, for me, the opportunity to take every little death, micro deaths, mini deaths, as little transitions or doorways. You step through, you shut the door, and that's that. But here's the thing. Now with this retrograde motion, so Saturn went back over the 0 degree point in Aries, which is like super hyped because it's the start of an entire thing. It's the start of the zodiac. It's the initiation, the birth, the life. Something is coming into existence and it wants to know, it wants to have experience. Maybe that's a storyline. Maybe that's just, I don't know, literal life. You know, choose your own adventure here. So Saturn is going back over that place in the chart and going from that initiation, that fire, that boldness, back into like the watery, loosey-goosey Pisces energy. Yeah. You got this. You got this. Maybe a little uncomfortable, but you know, it is also eclipse season, so I don't want to say curveballs, but maybe curveballs. But the karma, the consequences of the action, even if the perception of who you are and like what even is your reality is a little bit janky, that's cool. I mean, if the faith and connection to a divine source, energy, shoot, I'd even take just, you know, the belief in a grander plan. Well, that gives you that, those are all reasons to keep on keeping on, even when what previously made sense, the life you had, that went away. What do? You just hold tight. Destruction will bring creation. Saturn is going to hang out in Pisces through November this year, and then back forward motion in the sky in February. Will make another contact with Neptune in Aries. And so I think that you can safely sort of track your trajectory from starting again with this cycle, this whole little place Saturn is in time and space, starting back with March 2023. Think about those Saturnian themes, and then maybe revisit or connect with reflections from June, July this summer, when Saturn made the transition to Aries, but then also conjunct Neptune. And then advance it forward in your mind. What does any of this ever mean? I don't know. But I do know that this is some really potent energy. When you stay grounded in your practice, you can better be with the changes in your experience. Who you are, your true nature. You are love. You are divine. That doesn't change. You don't believe it? Okay, cool. Put that on the shelf. But when everything around you is changing and there is a lot of slow build and then long destruction and step back and then forward motion to build, that contract and express, contract, express. They're just kind of birthing pains, but like, what are birthing pains without death pains? In order to live or experience life or be able to have the discipline to create new structures after older ones are being dissolved, you have to let something else go. And it's eclipse season. Hold tight, hold tight. This too shall pass.